Good morning, everyone. It is May the 7th, 2025. Before I put up another video that I have on the side, I wanted to wait a few days till I saw what happened in our political arena, so to speak, when our new Prime Minister Mark Carney went down to talk to Trump on the tariffs and all the trade and stuff that we had to talk about between the two countries. And of course, everyone's been watching the situation, and everything's been very up in the air and how it's going, and the positive results coming out of that in the White House from his visit down there yesterday. And everyone is very pleased. We've noted that change has to come. There's no doubt about that. Even my elders used to say, well, change is quite good sometimes it's bad, but if change is going to be good as well, and any kind of change, there's going to be a lot of pain related to that change sometimes. So you have to bear with it, and you have to be patient. Now, this is what I wanted to also talk about, is patience. And that's what I saw in our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, at the White House. It wasn't a free-for-all when you saw Zelensky from Ukraine in the White House and their interview at the end. Carney was, I can say, the perfect gentleman. He was patient. He let Trump talk, but when Trump started rambling on about Canada, that's when he stepped in very quickly. And I think he did an excellent job of explaining to Trump how under our Constitution, as well as his bosses, referring to the Canadian people who just voted him in, spoke very much so, and that there was no way that Canada was going to become the 51st state. He kept, and when Trump tried to keep putting it on there, he said, no way. And then, of course, people saw the looks from Mark Carney that was giving on the cameras, but not saying anything because he was not going to get into a fight over it. This is what true gentlemen do. True politics is about. You don't get into a fight over something. It's much better to negotiate when the time is right. So our Prime Minister was just sitting there waiting for the right time to deal with the issues that had to be dealt with. So I was very pleased to see it. People are coming forward and talking about it in a big way here, because this is our Canadian way. We don't want war. We don't want to have to fight over everything. We want to be able to sit there and negotiate a reasonable settlement for both of us, Canadians and Americans. This is our way of doing things. And I know when it started between Canada and the United States over 200 years ago, that's what we felt that we had to do, was come together and work together. And that's why our two countries, with our trade and our auto industry, are so integrated with one another, that this was the best way that we could support both our countries. You just don't come along and slash everything or axe everything all at once and bring everything down. It has to be done in an orderly fashion, as the seniors would say growing up. This is what they said. Things have to be done in an orderly fashion. You can't just axe everything all at once. It does not work that way. And now we're seeing what's happening with the tariffs, and we're getting more positive news. That's the one thing I can be thankful for, is that my girlfriend got me on this YouTube channel, because I'm able to see what's being said on YouTube. And what's coming out now is very positive, because new statistics has come out for Canada right now on the tariffs and what they've done for the month of March. And our economy is doing much better than expected, because our former Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, had gone over, talked to the European in our out of the seven G7 countries, talked to them and started going to the trade for Britain, Germany, and Mexico, and all our other trading partners. And we are going up. We did not lose anything sufficient when Trump thought we were going to lose. We are actually ahead of the game. Heidi, please go. Sorry, Heidi's trying to interfere. But no, we are actually on top of things, and we're weathering this much better. on most of the sectors. There are certain sectors like the auto sector that is definitely being affected, the steel sector. So there's going to be pain. We see people that are getting laid off in those sectors right now. But as he promised, that any of the tariffs that we put on, that money is going to go directly to help pay those laid off workers, so we can help them as well get through it. So I am seeing some very, very positive things. And unfortunately, the only problem is, like, it's great having the YouTube channel, but I noticed because this I'm seeing on YouTube, I can't seem to transfer it from YouTube, from what I'm seeing on YouTube to my YouTube channel so I can show you guys. But I can tell you what I'm seeing is very, very positive. And for the young people, I want to tell them that we understand what you're saying, even those that don't always agree with one another. We see there's value in what everyone has to say, even those who are turning things upside down because they want change like right now. And that's the one problem I find with the young people today, is that they expect change just like that, overnight. Well, it doesn't happen overnight. We have to work towards it. And I remember being a child, and, well, my brother had a paper route, and so he had to save up his money towards getting a bicycle. And it just didn't happen overnight. We just couldn't afford, or my parents couldn't afford to go out and hand the bicycle to him because they didn't have the money. So he had to earn some of that money. And the same thing when I had that wonderful trip over to Europe, to Holland, Belgium, France, England, and Scotland. I had saved up on my babysitting, my birthday money, you name it, to be able to pay half of that money so that I could go over to Europe with the school tour at the time. So this is what our set of values were at that time. You had to earn your way. And this is what I'm seeing right now. Canada's earned her way into the world. I see Canada coming forward. Like I said, the States, if they don't want to lead like they have done for so long, and I'm not blaming everyone in the States, because it's not everyone's fault here, definitely. But I'm seeing that we are trying to help hold the line here, set an example here in Canada, how other countries can work with the situation the way it is, then we're going to be fine. And I want to make sure that I tell the young people, our young people, there's hope. But this is going to be a long haul, and you have to have patience. And of course, that was one of the things growing up, that under our etiquette, that was patience is a virtue. The more patience we have, we're going to see what's going to happen. And we will get there, one step at a time. And that's the only way we can do it, because we are in full crisis right now. And the world is in full crisis. So now the world is starting to realize, I will say that about Trump. He certainly put things upside down and put things in a new perspective, where the world has suddenly had to come together and realize we all have to work together. So he did a good job on that one. And now he's finding out he's being isolated from the rest of the world for what he's doing. So he really woke up the world. It was bad enough the pandemic woke up the world for what it did. And we were trying to get out of that. And we were just getting on our feet with Canada, as well as Joe Biden, the former president of the United States, was getting the economy going, and working with Justin Trudeau at the time on both countries to see how we could get our economies going, boost it up. It was going to take time because the pandemic itself really nailed us really hard and put us down. But we were coming back. And then, of course, all the rhetoric and all that happened, and everybody knows the story, what happened in the United States. But again, I cannot say as we do not hate our American neighbors by any means. This just came at us we just got stabbed with like a knife in the back. And we were sort of expecting some of it because we had been through with the first term with Trump, with the tariffs, but we were not expecting what we were getting. But we were also sort of expecting it, and as someone said on YouTube too, the Americans voted for what they want. They knew, because Trump kept saying what he was going to do. And we kept watching it too from here, like, just how far is this going to go? Is he really going to do what he says? Is he not? And people voted, no, he's not going to do it. It's just him, just a bunch of BS that he's coming out with. That's his Trump. Well, now we're in this boat. Nobody really asked for it in the long term. But now we have to live with it, lump it, take care of the problem and work together. So I just want to let people know that the statistics are showing really good promises. And the other thing that Mark Carney did, which I saw this morning, was everybody's thinking it's really bad because our opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, lost a seat in the election, and the only way he can get in is to go into a by-election when someone leaves their seat. And one of the MPPs there has left a seat out in Alberta right now. So the leader of the NDP, who was voted in, hasn't had a chance to get a seat, because what happens is, okay, when the Prime Minister, in this particular case, has said he's not going to play politics, because he's got up to 6 months, the Prime Minister, to say that it's okay, we're going to have a by-election for the opposition leader to get a seat back in Parliament. But he's saying, no, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to do it as soon as I can. Once Parliament starts sitting again, which should be in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have a sitting Parliament. And then he's going to give the go-ahead so we could see the by-election again, maybe as late summer, possibly early fall, rather than after Christmas if he wanted to hold off. So we're getting it. So he's showing that our leader is going to be fair and square, and he's not going to play politics. And he made that quite clear on his promises to our people. It's no playing politics. So he's doing a totally different way of doing it, and it was a way that I grew up, where a lot of our politicians, they didn't play politics. They did it straightforward. They told people what they were going to do, yes, but they were going to do it in a fair and just manner and under our Constitution. They were not going to go over the Constitution and try and stop things from happening, or saying, oh, we can just ignore our constitutions. No, that was not the way. So I wanted to let young people know, as well as older people know, this is playing out. We have to sit tight, do what we're doing, look after one another the best we can while we have to sit through this, and take it and wait, because things are coming. And like I said, there's not much on right now about the homeless, but this is just waiting it out right now, and everybody just wants to make sure who's getting the funding and if it's going to be intact from the previous Liberal government to be held over and put forward from the present Liberal government now that's in place as well. So we should be getting some more news in the next little while, next few weeks. So everyone, all I can say is I love everyone. Take care. Watch your surroundings and be safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. And bye-bye.